Hey basketball players, today I'm going to be breaking down Kawhi Leonard's offensive game, some of the strategies and tactics that he uses to score on his opponents, and that you can emulate yourself on the basketball court so you can score just as easily as Kawhi Leonard. Let's get down and let's check out how Kawhi Leonard plays basketball. Really quickly, I do really want to recognize that Kawhi Leonard, his offensive game looks very simple. There is a lot more complex tasks and tactics that he uses, but the way he plays basketball on offense looks so simplified is because he is so calm when he is playing on the offensive side. He's not trying to rush any plays. He is not trying to sprint through every single move. He changes his momentum and he changes his speed so often. He can go from a player who's staying in one spot, dribbling hard, but staying in one spot, to the point where he's able to change directions or change speed to beat that defender. And the why he's able to do this so easily is his ability to control the basketball. His ability to control the basketball is absolutely paramount on how he is or why he is able to destroy defenders so easily. So because he is able to dribble the basketball so hard and so fast and under control, that allows him to easily change speeds of his forward or sideways momentum so that he's able to really beat that defender easily. Now let's get down and actually break down some of Kawhi Leonard. Okay, so this is slow motion, but let's watch Kawhi beat James Harden. He's able to cross and do the scissor dribble. He's able to do the killer crossover one more time, stay in one spot, go and attack one direction, slow down, and then he's able to do a spin move and jump shot. So what started this offensive set? He did a quick scissor dribble through his legs, which when you do this move, it's going to then make the defender think that you're going to move in this direction at first. That's going to lower that top leg. Now, when he does that next crossover, if that top leg does not drop, that second drop or that second crossover in the scissor dribble is going to back up your defender. Then he attacks in that right side and moves his defender towards that right side as well. Now, this is getting his defender back on his heels. This is what Kawhi Leonard wants. We can see that James Harden's heels are down on the ground, and this is what Kawhi Leonard really wants to see. And what is Kawhi Leonard looking at? He is looking at the chest, between his chest and the core of that defensive player. The reason why is because now he's able to view the head as well as the feet and see what the defender is about to try and do to him. Now he does that hesitation dribble, step back, crossover, and then he stands up, which is now getting his defender to stand up. His defender is no longer down in a defensive stance. This is why you want to change elevations when you're dribbling the ball. When you're trying to beat your defender, you're not always down low or up high. You're changing. Because as we can see here, when we reverse the clip, he was down, then he takes a step back, and now he's doing a hesitation dribble, but he's standing up straight, which gets his defender to stand up straight. Why is this important? Because as soon as you get your defender to stand up straight, you can attack their top leg very easily. And that's what Kawhi Leonard does here. Because James Harden now has to go from standing up into defensive stance, and now he has to slide along with Kawhi Leonard. Then James Harden tries to reach to try and break up that play. Now, in some leagues, if that was to happen to you, you may get that foul call. So, both of these players are all-stars in the NBA, and you're not probably going to see that reach-in call. Now, Kawhi Leonard turns, but look, he has James Harden way out, away from the play. And because of this, he's able to turn around. James Harden has to take 2 to 3 steps to try and contest that shot. And with Kawhi Leonard's length, that's just not going to happen. Now, in this next attack move that we have, this is more of a fast break that he was on. He does that spin move. He does the up and under spin move, but watch how he goes up with his arms. This is something that a lot of players don't do. They will lead with the basketball, and they'll lead with the basketball going up right into a player's arms. But what Kawhi Leonard does, and something that you can do as well as a player, is the ability to reach the ball out farther than that player's hands or arms and go up with your arms into theirs, which is now creating contact. Then you can bring that ball back, and then you're able to scoop that shot in. This is something that I used to do as a player in the low post quite a bit. Players would have their hands down. I would put my arms into their arms and try and get that and one. You could make a little bit of a grunting noise to really signify to the referees that you're getting a foul, but either way, it's a great way to move the arms out of the way either way. Now, another thing that Kawhi Leonard is really good at is coming off of a screen, popping out, receiving that ball, and then turning towards the baseline or sometimes towards the middle of the court, depending on where the screen was set. So, for example, Kawhi Leonard is going underneath the screen here. What's he going to do? He has a high probability of going and spinning this way because this defender is going to be playing over top on this side. Now, if Kawhi Leonard was to go over top of the screen, he would actually spin back this way because that defender would be trying to stay between him and the net, which means that if he spins back away from his defender, he's going to be an open shot. And that's what we see here. He catches that ball, and because the defender wants to try and be between him and the net and him and the pass, that defender is caught essentially in no man's land, and Kawhi Leonard knows that this is going to happen, and you should know that this is going to happen as well, so that as soon as you catch that ball, you can turn and pivot, and you can take that shot as we see here. Now, this is in slow motion, but this is a great way of seeing how he uses change of speed. So he's just jogging there, he steps back, and then he does a quick attack towards the middle, and then he does almost like an up and under, getting into that player's arms again. So he's able to do that change of direction with a change of speed. He's able to do that fake. And now because of that fake, that gets that player's arms, that defender's arms, underneath of Kawhi Leonard's shoulders. And what Kawhi Leonard does really well is he brings that ball down. I know there's a lot of coaches that will say, keep that ball up. Well, if he was to keep that ball up and have his elbows go through and knock that player's face, that's actually a foul now. Back in the day, that's not a foul. Kawhi Leonard, however, has gotten his way around that by bringing the ball down low. It does help having longer arms, but any player can do this. And by knowing where that defensive player's arms are going to be, you can reach through them and up, and that's going to allow you to get that foul call. And if you're strong enough, you can get that and one. So this next play, this is why you need strong shoulders and a strong back to do moves like this, to be able to get past your defender and slam it down on top of another defender. Now, how is this able to happen? So first off, Kawhi Leonard attacks the middle of the key. Because he's attacking, he only takes 2 dribbles, and if you can beat your, actually 3 dribbles, if you can beat your defender, and what has he done here? This is something I used to do with smaller guards. So what I mean by lowering your shoulder into a guard is not necessarily to knock them over. What it is to try and get ahead of your defender. So because Kawhi Leonard got past him by a couple of inches, he's able to lower his shoulder in front of the defender, not into, but in front of that defender. And now he's able to get position to go up for a shot. Now, because he's an NBA player and he can dunk, he's able to throw it down. But this is something that you can do even if you're a younger player who cannot actually dunk the ball. This is still a strategy. The blowing by your defender just by a bit so that you get enough so that you can lower your shoulder in front, not into, but in front of that player so you can go up for that layup. So this next play and final play that I'm going to break down for you today is the hang dribble. Why the hang dribble is so important for every basketball player to learn. So we see Kawhi Leonard here using the hang dribble once, twice, and then he takes his shot. Why is this so important? Let me explain. So Kawhi Leonard is coming down the court and he uses that hang dribble once. So what he's doing here is seeing what his defender is going to do. So is his defender going to be playing him super tight? And if he is, Kawhi Leonard out of that hang dribble is going to be able to attack? Or is this player going to sag off thinking that because Kawhi Leonard is standing up straight, he's going to go for the shot and he's just going to turn around and go in for that rebound? Or is he standing up straight, or is he sagging off a bit because he thinks that Kawhi Leonard is going to drive and he's going to try and cut off that drive? Well, what we see here is that player goes down on his heels. Kawhi Leonard notices that, and he acts like he's going to attack with one step. He goes really quickly for one step, and that gets his defender back with his legs crossed. And because of that, what we're able to do here, what Kawhi Leonard is able to do here, is he's able to do a step back, and now he's basically frozen that defender with that hang dribble and fake attack dribble, and because of that, that defender is basically on his heels, can't do anything, hand down, man down. Kawhi Leonard gets that shot made. Now, I hope that this offensive breakdown of Kawhi Leonard is able to help you become a better basketball player. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys again in our next video.